Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom. We're here with Chiefs Coffee Corner this week, coming here in the afternoon as opposed on a morning. But this is when the time works for me, and I'm here to share a really good coffee from Brooklyn, New York, and New York City. We'll go over the Giants game, tale of two halves, as I like to call it, and we'll get into this Sunday afternoon matchup with the Baltimore Ravens, all on this episode of Chiefs Coffee Corner. The roast I am drinking today, and I have been all week, has been this Jorge Vasquez from La Cabra Roasters. La Cabra Roasters started in Denmark, of all places, but is in New York and the UK. Very, very highly reviewed roaster. This was a highly reviewed Colombian, natural process Colombian. The description goes as is. It's wildly fruity and complex. And I will say that it is fruity. It is complex. There's some natural like baking sweetnesses to it. Brown sugar, molasses. That really just hold heavy. It's not syrupy in any way. It's also not light. It's just very straightforward cup of coffee in that sense. That's the only place where it's really straightforward. After that, I get some tangerine notes. I get some blueberry notes. And it just kind of takes you on this roller coaster. There's times where you feel like you're having some dark chocolate, but there is no bitterness to it. There's no... I get very, very little acidity on the nose. There's some smokiness, woodiness, tobacco almost, but those don't really find their way onto the tongue, but the fruit is truly there. Almost some like dried fruit tastes. Like, I don't know if you've had like mango leather or anything like that. I kind of get that to come through. And then there's kind of like some blood orange that sits on the back. If you've ever had a kind of tart citrus fruit like that kind of sits there in the back of the throat. This one's wild. There's a lot going on here. So wildly fruity and complex. It truly is that. I like this a lot. This isn't going to be everybody's cup of coffee. I get that. There's a lot going on. And excuse me, very, very little of it is actual like coffeeness to it. So it's not tea-esque like, some light roasts are. It's out there. I really enjoy it. And so I strongly suggest, and we'll tag these guys here in the video, to check out La Cabra. Some great artwork on it. It came in one of the coolest. This isn't like a paper bag. It's a reusable material of some sort, with that cool artwork on the back too. This one's fun. If I were to rank the coffee roasters throughout the year, this one would be number one. But this is arbitrary. I'm trying to promote and try different coffees out there. So this is a really strong one, and I do encourage you to check them out, even if you're not a coffee drinker. Just kind of read their story and learn a little bit more about them, about the game on Sunday. So there's a lot to unpack. The Chiefs are frustrating to watch. They are I don't want to say a horrible football team to watch. It's just not fun. Everything that they try to do offensively seems to be a challenge and a struggle. And I get that. Football's a hard game, and to maintain the level of success that the Kansas City Chiefs have had for the better part of a decade is difficult. They've played far more football games than any other team out there over the last 5, 7, 10 years. And they have 3 players who have played in every one of them. And that takes a toll. That takes a toll on the body. It takes a toll on the mind. It has to be difficult for the coordinators and the coaching staff to put together these game plans. And I'm not taking that lightly. But as a fan, as a consumer of this game and this product for almost 40 years, I can't think of a time where it hasn't been enjoyable. And that's 2-14 campaigns. That's Marty Ball losing in the playoffs. This is just hard because I feel that I have a strong grasp of what this team is capable of, and they're just not really living up to it. And maybe this is the decline of this chapter of Chiefs football. Maybe that toll of those games that we just talked about is finally just coming to fruition, and we're on the back half of it. I'm not ready to call that yet, because I know there's I in my heart of hearts feel that there's some potential there for more. The first half was abysmal. I get that Isaiah Pacheco was our leading rusher, but once again, the guy seems like he's cooked. He's just done. And there's just running backs in this league who give you 3, 4, 5 years, and that's it. That's all they have. And I think that's kind of where we are with Isaiah Pacheco. We had 2 good seasons in 22 and 23 where we got the most out of his potential. And 24, we had the big injury, and now he seems timid. He doesn't seem excited to be running the football. He's pressing, he's trying too much. He's running the wrong direction, like he and Demarcus Robinson got together and said, this is where you go. There's a lot. Jawan Taylor, I don't even want to touch on it. I don't know if he has dirt on Andy Reid and Andy Heck or Matt Nagy or somebody. Like, there has to be repercussions for your actions. You can say all that you want, that when he isn't committing penalties, he's a good right tackle, but you can't negate the fact that he's making these penalties, and it's costing this team in inopportune times, seemingly always. Defensively, the front four is still a concern for me. Positives from this game, the second half, the Chiefs came out and put together one heck of a drive. Tyquan Thornton seems to be one of those Brett Veach specials that has really taken off. I'm curious to see where his role finds once we get a healthy Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice off suspension. I really think there's a unique role for him in this offense, and I want to see if he surpasses Hollywood Brown and snaps taken and things like that. I'm very curious to see on that. Justin Simmons seems to be, or excuse me, Josh Simmons seems to be the real deal, guys. I'm just so stoked about this guy and what he brings to this offense, and that Patrick Mahomes might have the starting left tackle for the rest of his career on the roster right now. Other positives from the game, the defense, the secondary is playing strong. Jalen Watson, excuse me, I'm getting my J names all mixed up today, seems to kind of solidify that second corner. I like Noel Williams and his aggressiveness from that secondary. Trent McDuffie, strong as always. I think we're getting better play from our linebacker unit, as well. It was good to see Chris Jones get a sack from the inside, that 3 technique. But it's not every week you get to play a team as dysfunctional as the New York Giants, and Russell Wilson just decided he didn't want to win that football game there at the end. So this week's test against another 1-2 team is vitally important. I'm not going to say it's must win. I think the Chiefs can accomplish most of their goals from a 1-3 record, but I think the division is very, very much at play still if we get to 2-2, and the schedule seems to open up a little bit going forward, especially with Rashee Rice coming back into the mix here in a couple weeks. the aforementioned matchup with this week with the Baltimore Ravens, I've gone back and forth with my pick on this. I think as a whole, the Ravens roster is better than Kansas City, but we are playing in Kansas City. Lamar Jackson, since the beginning of last year, has an insane stat line of 50 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That's nuts, everybody. He just doesn't put the ball in harm's way with passing. So the Chiefs are going to have to get creative with their ability to force turnovers, because I don't think it's coming from there. If you can get one, take it as a win. Stops. Derrick Henry has turned over the ball quite a bit this season. I wouldn't bank on that happening again this week, but weirder things have happened in the National Football League. The defense is ripe for the picking. A very good Detroit Lions team and rushing attack was able to really run the ball at will against the Ravens, it's just not. It's not a well-rounded unit right now, so I hope the Chiefs can take advantage of that. I do expect it to be tight, as most, if not all, Chiefs games are, minus the Super Bowl. But I'm thinking with my head and more than my heart right now, and I think this is going to be a 23-21 Baltimore victory. As I said, I don't think this is the end of the world. I think the Chiefs are really ramping up towards that mid-season to late-season push, and they're going to pile up a bunch of wins, really after the Detroit game. I see. I think if we can get through the next 3 weeks, we're going to get to and just be 3-3 going into week 7 and having our full complement of receivers, that the Chiefs can really accomplish a lot of goals. Still, 12-5 or possibly 11-4 or 13-4 possibilities, even at that juncture. It's a coin toss game. If the Chiefs are to win, I won't be surprised by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm just kind of setting up my heart for what's going to be something tight, and that the Chiefs have been unable to really secure at this point in time. So that's why I have my predictions. Next week we have another beautiful coffee coming from the great city of Baltimore. It is an Ethiopian, so we're getting out of Colombia, where this one was, and where we were last week, and we're switching continents, and we're going to Africa. And I'm excited about that roast. So I'm excited about this matchup and all the other stuff. It's been a beautiful week here in Kansas City. I hope that the weather and the people inside of your lives have blessed you, because it's been a true blessing for me this week, and I'm glad to share my passions again with you. So drink up, Kansas City, grab a great cup of coffee, get ready for Sunday afternoon, and go Chiefs as always.